For insight on this breaking news, I do want to bring in Joel Rubin, former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State under the Obama administration. Joel, it's good to see you again. Thanks for being here. And let's get your take on this breaking news. The confirmed reports that the U.S. is evacuating Americans from the U.S. Embassy in Sudan. What is your reaction?
Yeah, Natasha, it's a very dark sign for the state of the conflict on the ground. Thankfully, our diplomats are getting out. That's always a positive that they're safe. But what this means now, it's an ordered departure is the technical term. What this means is that now we have no eyes and ears on the ground because we believe it's too dangerous for that. And this country is going to descend further into chaos. And that's a very dark moment. Whenever American diplomats are pulled, it means that the country is about to get sucked into a serious conflict.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate that context. What about the 16,000 Americans who are in that country? What does this mean for them?
Yeah, no, it's great that you're highlighting that. Look, this is a very dire situation. Many of them are dual nationals, so they have U.S. passports as well as being Sudanese. Up till now, the guidance has been don't go to Sudan if you're an American citizen, but if you are, you have to make your own way, your own personal way out. Now, they will be able to contact the American embassy or the embassy personnel as it's going to probably move to a neighboring location where they can engage. But in the near term, they're going to have to look out for themselves and find their own safe passage out if they choose to leave the country. There are neighboring countries, of course, that are going to be watching the borders as well because of concerns about spillover. Egypt being one in particular that is very much focused on this not getting into their territory. So it's a very hard situation right now for the American citizens there, without a doubt.
And we know one American dead so far. If Sudan does descend into violence and chaos, what does that mean for the United States?
What it means is that we have the potential for a failed state in one of the most central parts of Africa, a crucial country on the eastern side that has been at the forefront of the fight against terrorism and the Horn of Africa. It means that this is a country that, and we can't say this enough, that a country has been influenced recently by the Wagner Group, which is Russian-backed militia that we know about from their fighting in Ukraine, seeking to control much of that territory, seeking minerals. So real competition as well globally with Russia, and of course the potential for terrorism as well. But first and foremost, the chaos for a country of 35 million people who have been going through multiple political changes. They threw away a dictator a couple of years ago. There were high hopes for a democratic transition to civilian leadership. Clearly right now that's much in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, I appreciate that. All of this began with an attempt to transition to democracy. Is that dead on arrival at this point?
You know, it looks like in the near term, Natasha, it is not the objective. Right now, the objective is and still will be, I'm sure we're going to hear this at the United Nations as well as from the neighbors in the region who are focused on this, to get to a ceasefire, to get these warring parties to stop. The two leaders of these two forces were once allies in throwing out Omar al-Bashir, the last dictator who, as you recall, led a genocide in Darfur, which is a region of Sudan. And so for now, ceasefire is the goal. But prior to this breakout in violence, the United States was pushing to try to get to civilian democratic rule. That's what's best for the people of Sudan. They have suffered under decades of dictatorship and war. It's very sad that this is happening right now.
And Joel, you know, you mentioned both China and Russia have interest here. My last question for you, is Russia weighing who to back at this point? And what does the Biden administration, what does the U.S. need to do now?
Yeah, Russia's been stirring the negative pot. I think that as more information comes out, we're going to find they've been trying to destabilize the situation and have not been a help at trying to get to a ceasefire. They've been backing the militia. They've been essentially playing spoiler to try to get spoils. And so this is probably going to go to the United Nations, and that's where we might see very well an explosion between Russia and the United States on the diplomatic stage about what should be done in Sudan. But the United States, we're not alone. Great Britain, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, known as the Quad, multiple countries, Egypt, a longtime ally, which is bordering this Sudan. We're all looking to try to get this fighting to stop. And Russia's militia, the Wagner Group, is the one that is in many ways leading this mess right now for Russia.
Okay, truly appreciate the context, insight, and time. Joel Rubin, thank you so much for speaking with us tonight.
Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.